Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Anisa, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I have linked to will be linked to down in the description. Also, my link tree with all my links will be down in the description as well. And don't forget to follow me on my socials. And let's get right into the video. So I'm going to start off by pushing my sister's cuticles back. She definitely needs it because she has hyperhidrosis, so her nail beds are very oily, and her skin is very oily as well. So I'm going to go in and push the cuticles up even more to expose even more new growth, and her nails are doing very well. I'm very proud of her, and I'm just going to be doing a solid white set for today's video. But I did mess up a little bit, and I'll show you guys where I messed up. But I'm going in and removing any of the excess cuticle off of the nail plate, and I'm going in reverse. And you guys, look how much was coming up. I haven't done her nails in so long. Sorry, the camera was a bit off right here, and her phone was in the way. She wasn't really paying attention, but also my phone was dying in this one, but we finished pretty quick because we knew exactly what we were doing. So now I'm going in with my drill at a speed of 3,000 RPMs, which is like one of the lowest speeds. It goes to like all the way to 1. So I wouldn't use it on 1 because it's just not going fast enough at that point. But yeah, I'm going at 3,000 RPMs. This is a 180 grit fine sanding band, by the way, link in the description. And this is a pink armrest, and all I'm doing is removing the shine from the natural nail. And after I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and dust the nail off, just because I'm about to go in with the tips and you don't want any dust in there. So I went ahead and no, this is just a dry brush right here. No, it's alcohol. It's with alcohol. She has a little cut on her thumb. She always has it. I don't know what it's from, but I know she bites at her finger sometimes. So yeah, I have to be very careful with that. And here are the tips. These are like the super short tips from Amazon, and I use them on her, and I've used them on myself before too, and I just really like them because you can cut them even shorter, and that's it. But they are very difficult to glue on because the well is very strong, so it doesn't really want to match the curvature of the nail. Also, it doesn't want to adhere properly. So I kept adding more glue because I kept thinking that was the issue, because the glue wasn't spreading. And usually you put a drop of glue and it spreads everywhere once you press the tip down, but for some reason it wasn't doing it. And on one of the fingers I was struggling so bad, and I struggle with the other hand too. But you can add hurry up glue spray, or like a nail glue dryer, or you can dip it into monomer and then it'll melt the plastic. So once you apply it with the glue, it melts the plastic to the nail. It sounds really bad, but it's really not. And it'll make it dry, and it'll make it stick on there because the plastic is a little bit melted. And then once it dries really quickly, so it'll just go ahead and harden back on that nail. So yeah, you can do that, or you can just buff off the glue and the shine from the nail again. I used a buffer and it glued like here, and it just glues down really easily after that, because sometimes that excess glue is what's not going to let it dry. But yeah, it's really weird, especially with these tips, so just be warned of that. And also these tips can flare out a little bit if you use the wrong size. And so it can make the nail look a little bit wide, but from what I've noticed, these nails are pretty good. And after everything was done, I went ahead and added another layer of glue to all the nails, and I really made sure all the nails were stuck down, because these nails are a little bit different to apply because they are so small too. So I'm going in and I'm cutting down the nails. I'm not cutting them down all the way because she would literally cry if I did that. But I'm just cutting it down to where she can manage. And sorry, my wrist looks really weird when I was cutting, but I'm just going in and I'm removing pretty much all the length, I'd say. And then I'm going to go in with the sanding band again and just blend the tip into the natural nail. And then after that, we'll be ready to prime and do the acrylic application. For the primer, I'll be using the No Lift Nails primer, and I'm testing it out on her. I don't know how it wears yet, but hopefully it wears very well. And I do 2 coats of that. You're gonna see how I do it. So like alternating hands, wait for the first coat to dry, and then do another one. If 2 layers doesn't work, I'll go to 1 because maybe it'll like mess something up, but I want this first layer to be dry. So in order to do that, I just wave my hand really quickly, as you can see. And then after this, I'll be going in with the number 6 Panna brush with some Get Nail 32 monomer and some JC Beauty Concepts clear. And then for the white, I'll be using the not like Lucy Lunar White, and it has like little specks of glitter in it. Clear is for the thin clear base layer, as you can see. And I think I mentioned that this is a number 6 Panda brush, and this is from Lucky Nail Supply. My mom bought it for me for my birthday, like 2020, I think, or 2021. So yeah, I've had it for a while and it still works very well. It's just the handle is very beat up from the monomer and brush cleaner. I don't use acetone to clean my brushes because acetone dries out the hairs. So yeah, and I will not be encapsulating the white. So it did look a little, it does look a little streaky in some lighting, not all light. You can tell that it's not very even all the way. I know that in some places I had to file it down because it was just a little bit too chunky, because every product I'm using except for the JC Beauty Concept Clear is on the faster drying side, and her nails are very small, and I was not ready for the speed at which this product was setting. So yeah, like the clear did really well, so I was like, oh, this is how the white's gonna be. And then that white dried fast as soon as I put down that bead, and I couldn't walk it all the way down, and I was like, dang. And so it took me a little while, but like the last 2 nails out of 10, I finally figured out what to do. So yeah, this was my first acrylic of the day. It was like the end of the day, actually. It was I had just got off work, and it's been like months since I've done her nails, and her nails you have to do it a specific way because she's only 12, so her nails are super, super small, and she bites them, so they're even smaller. I've seen some 12-year-olds with like my size nail beds and like way bigger than hers. So yeah, that's one thing to pay attention to, is like your monomer setting time and your powder setting time, and just try and get into the swing of things a little bit quicker. And here I was pushing her cuticle back so it didn't fall into that wet acrylic and seal into it, so I went ahead and pushed it up just a little bit. So here is the Get Nail 32 monomer, and now I'm going to start my application. Sorry about the lighting change, I don't know what happened, I didn't move anything. But here is like the second hand, because the first hand was a absolute mess, and I can literally like walk this down a little bit more than the pinky. I did the pinky on the other nail, and I didn't even like drain the brush off, and I literally could not walk it down the pinky. It was like, what? And I don't even use my acrylic in that style. I typically go for the wetter type of beads, but it just did not want to move. It just dried up quick, and I had my fan on, so it wasn't that hot. Usually when I take my fan down there, it cools the garage down really quickly. And yeah, this was my second set in the garage too, so that could be a reason as well. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys watch the application, and then I'll be back. Also, I was still trying to do the one bead method with her nails for whatever reason. And it was not working. You see here, it wasn't that bad, but there was just that little indent at the front where I was trying to get rid of the little hanging acrylic, and it dried with that little indent in it for whatever reason. So it was just little things like that that was really stopping me up. And then like the third, well, the last three nails, I kind of figured out, okay, well, let me split it up into two. Let me do the cuticle section first, and then let me do the rest. And then I can build upon the cuticle section if I need to. Also, I do use a cuticle pusher to get off any excess instead of using the brush, because I noticed it wasn't working. And here I am just scooping it out. Like, you see how much acrylic was in there, and I didn't even know all that was deep in there. So it really made me think of like her other nails when I was doing the free edge like that, trying to get it straight, that there's probably some underneath. But I checked, and some of them it was, some of them it wasn't. So yes, I recommend starting at the cuticle area and then working your way to the top in smaller beads. And this is a number 6 panda brush anyway, so it's really good for that. And here I am just cleaning off that little acrylic, and you see how much easier it is to do it when it's wet. And now I'm kind of like ready for it to be faster. So yes. So after I'm done adding all of the lunar from that like Lucy, I'm gonna go in, and I did not encapsulate because I needed to get the bulk of these nails down because they were a little too chunky, some of them, but the pinky and the ring finger I did very well, so it wasn't that much. But I'm going in with my Pana 5-in-1 drill bit, going around her cuticle area and removing as much bulk as possible without going too far. Because if you overfile, which I did just a little bit just because I wanted that bulk down, so I kind of did not care, and neither did she. She just wanted it to be white, and she didn't care if the tones of white were just a little bit different. If it was a little bit see-through in some places, like it wasn't really bad, but she would rather like the shape of her nails be good than the like to be all like one. It's weird, okay, like not for it to be like it wasn't too patchy, but at the same time it wasn't just like solid, but you kind of couldn't tell unless you were in certain lighting. But for the most part it was very good, and it wasn't extremely patchy to the point of where it's like, okay, I'm gonna go back in with a layer of acrylic to go ahead and fix this. So that's what I'm trying to say. Not if it's like too bad, just go in with a layer of acrylic and make sure it's thin, and then just to even up that color, and that's it. But now I'm going in with a 180 grit sanding band and smoothing out the nail and taking out just a little bit more bulk, as well as getting rid of those scratches made from the Panda 5-in-1 drill bit. And you guys, you see that hand that she has on top? I really sculpted that hand like completely. It was like so much acrylic that it was, because that's when I first figured out that, oh wait, this is drying way too fast, and I still have trying to do the 1 bead method for whatever reason. But now I'm going in with a Carlash 8080 grit hand file. They did change these files the same way Panda did. At first Panda had their files like this, but then they made it to where it's like a zero material that's really soft, so it kind of defeats the purpose of having an 8080 grit hand file. But yeah, this is the older version, and I love this file, so I'm gonna have to go back and look for some more So I'm not even going to include the old car lash link on here because it is a completely different file now because they changed it. But yes, I'm going over the surface again and just making sure I can take down any more bulk without it being too patchy. So I'm gonna let you guys watch, and then after this I will be buffing, and I will be using a reds buffer, and that's just gonna remove any scratches made on the nail from the hand file or the e-file. So after I'm done buffing the nails, I'm going to go in and dust the nails off. For some reason, her hands were still dusty, even after I dusted them off a few times, actually. And I went in with some alcohol to try and get even more of the dust off and really cleanse the nail like I usually do. But I forgot to shape the nails up from this angle. And it looks like I'm being aggressive, but I'm really not. It's just that it's in fast forward. So after I'm done, I went ahead and dusted the nails off again. I think I dusted the nails off like 4 times, and her little hands still had dust on them, but her hands are always like sticky. So like it's because she has hyperhidrosis, so that's why it's always sticky. But still, like that dust was not wanting to let go. But I'm just going in with the Beetles top coat. I still really enjoy this top coat. I'll put the link down. It's probably gonna include the 8 milliliter. Is it 8? I think it's 8, but a bottle of base coat and top coat, and I still really enjoy them. I went ahead and cured it for 120 seconds, and here is a closer view. So here is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. And everything I'm going to be linked to down below in the description. Don't forget to check out my link tree down below in the description as well. Let me know if you guys want to see anything in particular or if you have any questions. And here is some Blossom Cuticle Oil. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.